Bruce, it seemed front of mind to come right out and put a physical sting into them. When you do that and you ask for that, I guess but you have to ask for control as well. So going in, what were you thinking, and what'd you think of execution?
Well, we need to be on time with our start. We knew that. We didn't play to our identity on game one. We all knew that. We're aware of it. We wanted to move past it, have a good response game. How do you respond? You're physical. Win the puck battles, control momentum in the first period, attack when you have the chance, puck possession. There's a lot. We hit a lot of checklists, and just basically let them know that how we're going to play, and kind of tilted in our favor after that.
In front.
Bruce, safe to say the nasty level of this series kind of elevated tonight. What did you think of it, and what is the key to kind of keeping discipline for the remainder of the series?
Well, I think our team typically does a good job with discipline. We've got some guys who've been through it, some nasty series in the past. So I don't anticipate any problems there. Now, we've got some newer players. I don't know their whole history, so, there could be something there that I'm not aware of, but I think our guys are pretty good at that. We're not a team that runs from a physical game. I think it brings out the best in us at times. We just, like you said, you got to stay on the right side of things and make sure you score and defend while you're doing all that. And that was the ask tonight, and it happened for us. We didn't have it Monday for whatever reason. Again, I don't want to go back there all the time, but there's only one game to compare, and we brought it tonight.
Second row.
Just overall thoughts on DeBrusk and Kadri altercation.
Which one? Seem to have a few of them. First one, scrum on the wall. Two guys going at it. I thought second period, I believe it was, Jake hit Kadri over the middle. I thought it was clean. Looking back on it, shoulder to shoulder. I'm not sure. Obviously, Kadri stayed down. I mean, that's his prerogative when you get hit. Then the last one, I don't know if it was an altercation. I think he came over and cross-checked him in the face, and I assume it'll be dealt with or looked at. We'll go from there.
Ty, next to Riley.
Overall, structure-wise, you like the improvements you made tonight, especially maybe getting on the board with an even-strength goal to kind of kick it all off.
Yeah, you want to score first, especially at home. Get the crowd into it. They were into it. You could tell there was a good feeling in the building. We needed to bring it out of them, but with our play, we didn't on Thursday. Type of goal we want to score. We want to get a forecheck turnover, some physicality, put some pressure on their D to break pucks out, and we did. Got it to the front of the slot. We talked about getting pucks into that area. We've done that well against Toronto in the past, getting bodies and pucks there and make it tough on their goaltending. Those are prime chances, and force them to defend there. They have wingers that like to get going out of the zone. One way to counter that is to have the puck and get it into the slot with people to force them to protect there. And if they don't do it, then they're quality chances for us. So it's a good way to break them down. We talked about that, zone puck possession. It's a big key against Toronto. You can force them to play in their end, work hard to get it back. They lose their energy to get going the other way, and they've got to come from further in their own zone. So I thought that was a great start for us, especially the way we scored. It wasn't just, the second one we got a break, played a bit of Toronto's game. We talked about that too. Get pucks out of your own end in a hurry. Put some pressure on their D up the ice with our speed. Worked out for us.
Nick?
Early third period, Toronto's trying to dig their way back in. Your team got a little quieter, but Backus had like this monster shift where he seemed to reinvigorate the roughhousing with a forecheck and really pinching off and restoring that aggression. And it seemed like a turning point in the third period for you guys. And I just was wondering how you felt about how integral he was to establishing some of those improvements in tonight's game overall.
Well, he did it from the start, right? I mean, it was good for his line, created the loose puck turnover in the first goal. I think he recognizes what he needed to do. He watched the game from up top the other night. Something we were lacking. We addressed it. We needed him to do it. We needed other players to do it, and all of a sudden he dragged other people into it. Jake DeBrusk, David Pasternak had some great hits. Past his first hit, he got called for it, but I thought it was a good hockey hit. So good for him. He's a leader. He does that. He's been through these playoff battles. So he did his job and then some tonight, and we needed it. We were lacking it on Thursday. Again, I don't want to look back and say woulda, shoulda, coulda. We've addressed that as a staff. We didn't do a good enough job on Thursday. I thought we corrected some of those things today, and the players executed much better, and a lot of that had to do with some of that physicality that Backus brought with us. And to go to the third period, they did have a push. We expected that. We countered it. And a lot of it has to do with, pushing back in those situations, and David was in the middle of all of that.
Take two more. Start with Dupes.
Bruce, you're down to 4D at the end. Can we assume Krug is concussed? And can you just give us sort of the lay of the land here and what you'll do to fill in on D?
I don't think you should assume he's concussed, Kevin. We don't know that yet. Clifton left late. We have Steven Kampfer, obviously draw into the lineup if necessary. He's done a good job for us. And if we're down two guys, then we have to look at Providence. Is Johnny Moore ready? There's some options there. It's probably too early for me to tell you definitively who it would be from Providence. But Steven Camper is healthy and would be a guy we'd put in. And then if we had to go further, Johnny Moore, if he's ready to go, obviously would be a guy we'd put in. But I'm not sure he's ready. We've got 2 days to find out.
Take one more. Jimmy, last one.
Hey, I'm sure you already talked about Kadri a lot, but just in terms of what he was doing tonight and all that, you've seen in the past Brad kind of do that stuff, and that's gone now. I mean, how refreshing is it to not see that from him?
From Brad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to go too much into Kadri. He's a Maple Leaf. Brad has really controlled his game. We saw that all season. We've seen it in 2 playoff games. The temperature of the game went up tonight. He really did a nice job, scored a big goal for us, made some plays. Played a good, solid hockey game. Good on the penalty kill. I'd like to see him shoot a little bit more. I think he deferred a few times. But good, hard hockey game. Played between the whistles. Something we've asked him to do. I think he expects that of himself now. He's mature. He needs to be on the ice for us in a good frame of mind to help us win. And he's right there.